And I will tell you this as plainly as possible. I don't want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people.
Woo! He said it would be irresponsible to live around black people. There's so many things that I wish I knew before I came out in the world and became an actual man. But now that I'm here, I'm realizing that manhood is about experience, failure, and then success. I mean, we think about everything that's going on in the world, everything that our parents, quote unquote, prepared us for. It's not how it actually is in the real world. And so when you come to terms with that and you start trying to gain as much experience as you can, and you start taking chances and making mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes are fatal, you then start to realize why things were done the way they were done back in the day. Okay, now let me give you a quick example of what's going on in the world right now. We have this whole phenomenon going on about black fatigue. We have Nick Fuentes, the most banned man on the internet, going off and pretty much kind of like kickstarting this conversation. If you haven't seen that video that I did about Nick Fuentes, go check it out. And I couldn't agree with him more. So I'm not going to go back into everything that I went over right now. But there's, again, it just goes back to my original point. There's just so many things that we just don't know. When you really start making money legitimately, when you really start living life on your terms, when you really get to a point in life when you're like, okay, let me go ahead and provide for someone other than myself, and let me do a family, let me do a wife, let me do some kids and everything like that. Let me take care of my mom and my dad. You then start to realize and take into account the places that you're living, and you really start to take into account the people that surround you. Okay? Now, again, I understand everybody's mindset is different. Not everybody actually takes into account these things at a younger age, but see, I was taught a little bit differently. In my book, I detail everything that I kind of had to go through to grow up and be the way I am and be who I am right now. But still, it still doesn't necessarily prepare me for the real world, and I think nothing really can. You see, because men aren't loved for who they are. Men are loved for what they provide and what value that they bring, right? Women, children, animals, dogs, cats, we love them for who they are, for them just being around pretty much. They don't have the responsibility and the weight on their shoulders of the whole entire world like we do, and they're not supposed to. Weight is made for shoulders. I just got done with my workout and I was getting my steps in today, and I really just had to stop and talk to you guys about this because it's been weighing heavily on my mind. Now, that being said, I don't want to steal Nick's shine, but I do want to hit on a couple points before I play his video, because the new video surface is actually going viral of him talking about the places he would like to live if he had a family. And if I'm a responsible adult, and I know there's a lot of people that get butthurt over this, but I agree with him. I'm not trying to live around black people at all. That's just what it is. And that's just the realities of realizing this as an adult who's responsible, who's caring, who's loving. Maybe if you're religious, that as well plays a part in it. But you want to put your family in the best possible position. And you got to ask yourself, is the best possible position in the hood? Is the best possible position in Chicago? Is the best possible position in Arkansas, where they're consistently in the top 5 of the most dangerous cities, or Memphis, or Jackson, Mississippi, or Alabama, or something like that? Are those the best possible places? Okay. Now I'm gonna play this video, then we're gonna react to it afterwards. Okay.
And I will tell you this as plainly as possible. I don't want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people. It just would be. And that's not to say that every black person is violent. It's not to say that every black person is the same way. But we watch the news. We read the papers. When you drive downtown in Chicago, you know who you got to look out for and worry about when you're thinking about whether you're going to get carjacked, when you're worried about catching a stray bullet, when you're worried about who's going to pull up on the side of the road and literally shove a rifle in your face and steal your iPhone or shoot you point blank, execution style in Lincoln Park. We know who's doing it. I don't want to live near them. I don't want to be near them. They make me nervous. That's a survival instinct. And the way this story unfolded, it's sort of interesting. Apparently, this white student, this Austin Metcalf, confronted a friend of the killer, presumably black also, and said something like, hey, you're sitting in the wrong spot. You're in my spot, something like this. And that's when the black guy jumped in and stabbed him to death. Unfortunately, we just don't know. When you're on the subway, when you're driving in your car, when you're in the city streets, you don't know whether the black person in proximity to you is one of the good ones or one of the ones who is going to summon an unbelievable, I mean, literally, for people like us, an unthinkable level of spontaneous brutality, senseless and merciless violence in an instant. We don't know. There's ambiguity. You're sitting on a subway. You look across. You see someone acting strange or aggressive. Is this someone who is going to pull out a knife and in 2 seconds slit my throat and kill me? Or is this just someone who's having a bad day? We don't know. I'm not willing to risk my life to find out. It's not worth it to me. I'm not willing to put myself in a position to find out.
Woo! He said it would be irresponsible to live around black people. Again, this is part of growing up. This is part of maturing. This is part of realizing that you want your family in the best position possible. Now, I'm not saying that all black people are bad people. Like he said, they're not. But the majority, 95% of them are. 95% of them support degenerate behavior. 95% of them are okay with people getting on the subway and possibly in fear for their life. And there's a rule that's no snitching. I mean, listen. The reality is this, the culture has been so absolutely washed that we can't even tell the legit from the pretenders. We can't even separate them. So, I mean, what are we supposed to be doing, right? The best possible solution is to insulate yourself from everything that is Black America, right? That means making more money. That means driving nicer cars. If people are driving Mercedes and Cadillacs and anything like that, I'm going to do the opposite. If they're driving Fords, I'm going to drive the opposite. I'm going to drive a Chevy. If they're driving Dodge, I'm going to be driving something else. Alfa Romeo, BMW. More expensive, more work to take care of. But if that's going to differentiate myself from everybody else, especially from the troublemakers, then I will put in the extra work to get that done. As to not come off as like one of those people that are always constantly in trouble. And listen, again, I was born in a different time. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the year of my birth, because I was born in like 95, 96, something like that. I can't, sometimes when I'm doing this video, I can't remember exactly when I was born. Anyways, I was born in a different time. I had a just different mindset. My dad's 75. My mom's 77, something like that. So the mindset they imparted on us was a completely different scenario, was a completely different thing than anyone that I know, and I'm better off for it. Which means that I can make rational decisions, which means that I'm not going to make an emotional decision that's going to affect me for the rest of my life. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to start dropping these videos daily, talking about some different stuff, redoing my closet, you know, maybe writing another book. Who knows, man? We'll just do something. But I'm excited to get after it, man. I'm excited to actually do a 30-day challenge. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. Again, if you haven't checked out that last video, I'm going to link it up here in the description box once again, so that way you guys can look at it. Tell me what you think. Like it, comment. There's a bunch of engagement on there. Show me some love. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll holler at you later. Peace.